introduce quickly Abhi Mathews. He's the managing director at Castle Placement. And of course, Brandi Kolosky, who was a judge, and she's going to continue to be a judge for this session. She's the founder and GP at Sacral Capital. So we have three companies also from all over the globe. First is QPay from Nepal. The second presenter will be Nova Wallet or VCode from the UK, and following it up with Deaglo in the US. So at this point, I'd just like to hand it over to QPay to kick things off for their 7-minute presentation, followed by Q&A with the judges.
So I'm Prajwal Bohara, and I am the founder of QPay, a company based out of Nepal. Basically, it's a digital wallet. So for this, for my thing, I would like to do a 3 or 4 slides presentation and also show a little video. So I'll share my screen. So basically, this company is formed in 2016. So it's basically a M-Wallet, mobile wallet system. So, we all have used digital, wallet system, right? So it's nothing new, So basically, through this wallet, you can, make digital payments, for bill payments or purchases or whatever. So basically, this is primarily for the QR code payment, so we introduced the QR code payment in Nepal. We're the first one to introduce that in Nepal. So just to give you a little bit background of myself, so I set up a first shared EFT network in Nepal that provided the turnkey solution to the financial institutions in terms of setting up the acquiring infrastructures, like, setting up, driving ATMs or, or driving point of sales for the banks, and also issuing debit cards to the banks, because, the issuing infrastructure and the acquiring infrastructures are quite expensive, So as opposed to each individual institution having to own, those software and hardware, we provided that, in a centralized environment. So personally, I have a work experience, working with companies like Visa, Discover, NCR, FIS, Jack Henry, and Associates. So primarily, all my work experience and experiences has been, within the payment domain. So I introduced the QRC form of payment in Nepal in 2016. So altogether, I have 22 years of experience in the payment industry, just to give you a little bit of background. So basically, the wallet solution that we have launched here in Nepal, comprises of 2 applications. One is consumer app, and another one is a merchant app. So we have so currently we have around 300,000 customer base, and around 5,000 merchant location where those customer can transact using the QR form of payment. So what we have also done is, typically when we talk about the wallets ecosystem, right? So, it's fairly small, until unless, you interoperate with payment schemes, like Visa, MasterCard, or UnionPay, So in our case, what we have done is, we have integrated with the UnionPay International, so which gives us access to almost 40 million merchant locations globally, in over 67 countries. And also, our merchant also have access to UnionPay consumers, where they can come into our network and do the transactions, right? So we recently introduced, or added a feature to our wallet, and I think that. So I have a video presentation for that. I think that will give us give you the sense of what we do, and our capabilities and our true understanding of payment network, how it works, and our ability to use the existing infrastructure to provide innovative payment solutions. So I would like to show that video.
Today we are going to demonstrate the ATM cash withdrawal using the mobile wallet. So this is the Deaglo ATM. And so this is the dashboard. So we have bill payment, we have how to use, cash withdrawal, and fast cash. So for this demo, we are going to use the QPay mobile app. It's a.
Are you able to see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Okay.
Wallet. So it's a test app. So here is the mobile wallet. So we have a feature called withdraw. So under the withdraw, we have multiple choices. So one is ATM, bank deposit, and merchant withdrawal. So we are going to use the ATM withdrawal. Okay, so once we click the ATM withdrawal, the app opens the camera and it's ready to scan the QR code. So on the ATM, we are going to select fast cash. So once we select the fast cash, we have the pre-selected denomination choices. So we have 500, we have 1000, we have 1500, and so on and so forth. So we're going to use 1500. So as soon as we select the denomination or the withdrawal amount, the ATM will show a dynamic QR with the amount already populated into the QR code. So we're going to scan the QR code. Okay, so once we scan the QR code, so we can see the details of the ATM. So the ATM is owned by ABC Bank, Kathmandu, and then the desired withdrawal amount is 1500. So we're going to confirm it. So once we confirm, we have a default payment. So we're going to select that. We're going to proceed, and we have to enter the MPIN. Okay, so once we enter the MPIN, we confirm it. And once it's successful on the mobile app, the ATM will start to dispense the cash. And the cash is present. Thank you.
So with that, I would like to conclude my presentation. So if, any questions?
Yeah, we'll have one question from each of the judges, given a 6-minute limit. So over to you, judges.
Prajwal, thank you for the presentation. Can you just walk me through what the scaling path for the next 12 months and 24 months are, and any challenges that you're expecting?
Yeah, so we are also the development partner for UnionPay. So most of the revenues that we generate currently, are as part of our development for UnionPay. We pick up like a lot of projects for them. So we do like a lot of system integrations, basic app solution, middleware solutions. We have certified with almost 8 or 9 UnionPay products, which we promote with UnionPay. So that has been our mainstream, revenue generation for the company. So what we wanted to do is, we want to grow our team. Currently, we have around about 25, team members, and we want to increase our team to maybe additional 10 or 15 people, and work on more innovative payments, like add more features, and promote these wallet solutions, not only in Nepal but across the the South Asian market. Currently we're working in Pakistan, we're working in Sri Lanka. We also have some opportunities in Maldives, as well as some contacts in African countries. So we want to expand our team, leverage, add more innovative features to our application and promote our solutions, not just locally, but also, to other territories. So that's our, short-term and short-term plan.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
I'm not sure if I missed this part. Is there a physical card or is it a stealth card that you can regenerate?
So there's a virtual card tied to a wallet, so that's how we are able to interoperate, within the UnionPay network. So every wallet, every consumer that becomes a consumer, downloads our app, are automatically assigned a virtual card, and that virtual card is actually tokenized, and a token is assigned to that wallet, So whenever they go across the UnionPay network, that token is used to, to send the payment request, So the UnionPay network will identify that token, and know who the issuer is, in this case, us, right? So, they will route those transactions, through their UnionPay network to us, via that identifying, because of the token.
Are you looking to get
a virtual
acquired?
card is issued. Sorry?
Are you looking to get acquired?
Yes, eventually, yes.
I have somebody in mind.
Great. Thank you.
Yeah. That's all.
Thank you.
Well, we have a bit more time. Abhi, do you have a follow-up question?
just talk about, so you mentioned Maldives, Sri Lanka, Pakistan. Can you just mention how far you are along in launching over there and who some of the competitors might be in terms of market share, if you have done?
Yeah. So recently we just did a project for UnionPay in Sri Lanka, so where we provided a middleware solution to Lanka QR. So it's a Lanka QR is part of Lanka Pay, which is a centralized, it's a clearinghouse. They used to call Lanka Clear, but now, so they are fast, they're moving fast clearing. So they are now called, they are called Lanka Pay, so they have a product called Lanka QR, it's basically QR network. So we did a little project for UnionPay where we provided a bridge gap solution, for interoperability between Lanka QR and UnionPay, And recently we have another interest from Lanka QR, in providing the white label mobile solution to one of the companies in Sri Lanka, And as far as the Pakistan is concerned, we've been working in Pakistan for the last 4 years. We worked with a company called NIFT. NIFT is also another clearinghouse in Pakistan, so we did system integrations, we have deployed the white label mobile application, and branded it as a QR pay. We also have set up another system in Pakistan, which is a QR code switching, So basically it's a QR code switching switch, that can switch, between multiple different QR codes like M-Visa, UnionPay and MasterPass and all that. So concretely, we have 2 countries where we are actually actively engaged, but nothing substantial has happened in Pakistan. But in Sri Lanka, we already have done the project where we made some commercial money, so where we generated some revenue for the company.
Okay, great. We got 30 seconds. Any final comments, questions, or should we advance? I think we'll stop it here. So I want to thank you very, very much, QPay. That was Prajwal Bohara from Nepal. So let me just start my video. Okay, so we're going to move on. So thanks to the judges for the questions, and thanks to QPay. We're going to move on to our next pitcher, Lewis James Davis, who's in the UK, talking about Nova Wallet and VCode. He's the CEO. Over to you.
Thank you. So I'm Lewis James Davis, the CEO of Nova Wallet and VCode, and also the proprietary blockchain technology vSolidus. So we're based out of the UK, although we have teams all around the globe helping us implement the systems. What is VCode? VCode is the next generation 2D barcode system that we've invented in-house. It's patented in the UK, and it's got PCT applications around the globe for different applications that we'll go through today. So the difference between a VCode and QR code is the centralized issuing of the actual identifier itself. So VCode can be integrated with other apps, but if you see a VCode, it always means the right thing to the right person at that time. Whereas QR code being decentralized, if you scan it with the wrong reader, it exposes all the data behind the code, and you can use that to push it back into the system to trigger false payments, to trigger false information, etc. There's a thing called a tagging, where people stick QR codes over other QR codes and route payments to different receivers. One of the main things that QR code downfalls on is the fact of how you can interact with it. So VCode has standard error correction in it at 30%. You can scan it on a 170-degree arc. You can scan it at over 100 meters away. And the simple maze design allows it to be hard contrasted, which means it can be used in different lighting conditions. The maze design also allows it to be shrunk down to 100 microns, which means that any item on the planet could be marked for proof of provenance or to trigger a payment from. The element of the centralized system is security, and the system security can allow the code to do different things to different people. So we've got 2.2 quintillion variations of the code that are uncollisionable because it comes out of a centralized database. So the permission-based access can be triggered from who scans the code, what they're scanning, when they scan, the device type that they're on, the device identifier, where they scan, and what they're doing during their experience, and how many times they've scanned it. So this means one code can trigger infinite possibilities. The problems we solve and what we specialize in really is digital identity, fast, traceable financial transactions, and proof of provenance in the supply chain. One of the things we were awarded for was an EU Seal of Excellence to prove that we could eliminate counterfeiting in the supply chain. That's why we talk about it as the DNA test for products, because there's more V codes that you can invent than you can products and track them in the supply chain. This is a visual analogy of what a V code can trigger in that supply chain. So it could be hard coded from the system to trigger different things from the farm, the dairy, the transport, and also down to the retail sector. So literally, if you scanned it in the transport sector, it would say the destination should be Tesco's in Manchester, for instance. And if it arrived anywhere else, it couldn't guarantee you that it was genuine. Other things that we can have is secure content delivery. We've got a partnership with Xerox for document management. This can go into standard things, but it could also be used for military. An example of content delivery we had in the pandemic was the pandemic proof of test for the COVID test, where we triggered different use cases from the V code from them passes. We've got Nova Wallet, which is a centralized wallet, but we've also got decentralized technologies within it. So it allows you to scan using the V code application and trigger things on multiple blockchains as well as our own. Our VSolidus blockchain is the fastest proof of work chain on the planet, but we've also used bridges to Ethereum and Binance Smart Chain to enable VCode to protect NFTs and other digital assets at the same time. So where we're really aiming with this is that we have one wallet where everything in your life could be contained within it, from picking up things for loyalty, storing payments, and checking things are genuine and not counterfeit in the supply chain. So this is what your life could look like, where a V code could tell you everything about yourself, and it could be used in multiple things, offline and online, more focused now on the Web3 environment as we move forward. So how do we make money for all of these companies? We make money by selling the software development kits and the API usage under license. We can license it for jurisdictions. We can also do it on a per scan basis. And again, every transaction through the system, we gain up to 5% per transaction on that, depending on the jurisdiction that we are in. Thank you. I'll open up to questions.
Thanks, Lewis James, for the presentation. I noticed you have a mixture of consumers, direct to consumers, as well as businesses. Can you tell me the mix, as well as what your ideal mix looks like, as well as any margins you're targeting with both?
Yeah, so we're targeting legislation-driven markets. So for instance, in the Philippines at the moment, they're drafting bills to replace all QR codes with a secure centralized identifier. Not saying that is VCode, but it's the only one on the planet that can do it. So we're targeting things like that. And there's legislation coming in play now for supply chain management, where the onus is on the manufacturer to prove down to the supply chain the proof of provenance of that item. And again, we've already been awarded certification for this in the past. So our focus is on B2B, where it's legislation driven, but we have over 175,000 users already in our B2C ecosystem. So our partnerships in the Middle East and Far East are Xerox, Ingenico, Union Bank, and we're working alongside governments as well.
Excellent, thank you.
Yes, thank you for the presentation. As far as it being, did you say it was immutable?
Yeah, so we've got the benefit of decentralized and centralized technology. The centralized issue of the code means that you can't go back and change any of that. And then you've got the ledger as well on the blockchain. It can't be tampered with. No, right. You can change what the code links to as it goes through the supply chain, but that says the code owner.
Okay, got it. Because there's a company called Cryptal, but it starts with a Q, Q-U-R-Y-P-T. AL that has a QR code that's similar, but you created your own code or using it that way. You just said that you were the only one in the world, so maybe check on that. I don't know. I like it a lot. I think it's needed. So I don't really have any other questions. I think you answered a lot.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Abhi?
I think I'm good on my end. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Let's move now to our third post-revenue pitcher, Deaglo. I'd like to introduce the CEO and founder of Deaglo, Ashley Groves, who's going to deliver the third and final pitch of the post-revenue session. So over to you, Ashley.
As Nate said, I'm happy to be here. Ashley Groves, CEO and founder of Deaglo. We are a platform powered by AI, machine learning, and all the bells and whistles that provide our clients, who are global investment managers, their portfolio companies, and the LPs that invest in them, FX analytics, hedging, and reporting, so they can invest overseas more efficiently.
Ashley, one thing, sorry, it's Craig just jumping in here. Nathan, you got to reset that timer. I see it's sub 2 minutes. It's got to go to 7 minutes. Sorry.
All right. Perfect.
There you go.
We're good. All right.
Yeah.
I won't be 7 minutes. Currency is destroying billions of dollars worth of returns. The average fund returns anywhere between 20 to 10% on every year. And even the safe haven currencies have moved 20, 30% against the US dollar. This can eradicate your returns if you're investing overseas. And until now, there's not been anyone really that's focused on the FX piece within an international investment. Who was affected? Fund managers raising from offshore investors, investors deploying capital in foreign countries, and obviously the portfolio companies that they've invested in that are now expected to expand rapidly overseas. Our platform is powered by AI, and the main job is to eradicate or remove or reduce the FX frictions when investing overseas. First part is we calculate and we decide whether or not hedging is viable. Second part, you want to compare and contrast and then select the optimal hedging strategy. And we showcase that again through machine learning, how to improve upon that day in, day out. Once you've got your products, you need to optimize them, and then you need to transact with multiple counterparties. And then the final stage is you have to report on the performance of these hedging strategies to your investors and your stakeholders, and then evolve them and prove that you can do that on a consistent basis. And that's the trick, doing it regularly over and over and over again, so your investors have the utmost confidence that you can deliver returns over a 7-year, 8-year, maybe even longer period of time. The team we put together have experience across the entire gambit of cross-border investment. I myself, FX professional, but we have NASA scientists, we have CEOs of Fintech firms, Silicon Valley entrepreneurs that have had multiple exits, investment bankers that have raised and deployed capital all over the world, CFOs that have run fund administration firms. Traction is relatively impressive, if I do say so myself. We're working with the world's largest managers to solve their investment problems. $4 billion in current FX flow, up to date, $2 million in revenues last year. The total combined AUM of our clients is over $1 trillion, well over $1 trillion now. And we're on course to do probably around 5 to 6 million this year if everything goes to plan. The majority of that revenue is generated from transactional revenue. But as you can see here in 2024, we're looking to add new products to the service, such as custody, escrow, credit as well, to provide more products to the same clients and generate more revenues off of the same flows. The partnership network that we've created is creating an investor network, and we're providing payments and hedging for that investor network. The beauty of the investor network, if you're not familiar, is that there are multiple investors investing in multiple funds investing in multiple companies, and each one of those creates a new investor network that we can provide payments for. The long story short on the success that we've had is Jive 2 was a very successful fund onshore, terrible offshore. Fund 3 raised over 260 million into the share class that we created from some of the names that you can see here. And it's these conversations that have led to us to be able to ultimately commandeer Brazil as our target market. We've got clients introducing us to LPs, LPs introducing us to other investment managers that they've been working with, and Fund 4s, Fund 5s, Fund 6s are now coming through and having to hedge through Deaglo's technology. The go-to-market is follow the FDI, foreign direct investment, into markets like Brazil, Argentina, South Africa, countries that are poised for international investment but don't have the necessary tools to attract them effectively. The second part is data integration with the likes of PitchBook, OpenVC, Preqin, to be able to showcase that they have optimized their foreign share classes powered by the technology that we bring to the table. Growth and product are very much aligned around regional growth and ultimately the products that our clients are clamoring for. We put a layer of AI and ML in everything that we do. Everything's around scaling and removing human interaction. 3 clear asks, looking to raise 2.5 million in our seed round. We have also, all of our investors are technically clients of ours, so we want to help them introduce us to their GPs and portfolio companies, and also problems. We've successfully solved a lot of the problems through asking good quality questions of our clients. That's us in a nutshell. Happy to answer any questions.
Okay, so over to the judges. Thanks, Ashley.
Ashley, thank you. Could you just talk about what your exit plan is? Are you planning to be acquired, go public? Just walk.
Yeah, absolutely. We've been offered to be acquired 3 times already. We don't want to sell to a bank yet. We'd obviously see that as an obvious exit plan, and we've had a number of interest from banks. To be honest with you, we want to stay as agnostic for as long as possible. Biggest problem we have is we need to be global from day one, so we partner with multiple banks. So as soon as we start going in-house with one, we would ultimately curtail our global expansion plans. We also see other technology firms, fund administration firms that are looking to provide global services to their fund clients as a great exit partner for us, or strategic investment partner even. IPO is a tough one because obviously it's not a sexy problem to the mass markets. We're really, I think, a complementary service provider or an overlay to those that are also focused on solving global investment problems.
Mm-hmm. Can you go back to your cap raise page?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
The vast majority of the cap raise right now, I mean, we wouldn't need to raise as much as normal because we are profitable. So the vast majority of our raise is going to go into product development, but more so around the R&D, the AI, ML that we're looking for. The R&D that you see in there in the orange is more around new product. So structuring, escrow, credit products that are designed to generate new revenue streams. Product development, I look at enhancing our existing AI capabilities.
What structure is this? A safe?
We're doing safe. We've got interest for a $2 million convertible note from one bank, but as I said, I don't really particularly want to take bank money in at this stage. So yes, we're happy with safe or convertible notes and whatever.
But if you don't have an exit, what is the safe going to do for me?
We will. I mean, as I said, we've turned down multiple acquisition offers. We just haven't found the right partner. So I want to help my investors get rich as much as everyone else. But the truth is, I'm not going to sell early, and I'm not going to sell to the wrong strategic partner that can't deliver what we want to deliver on the banking side.
Is there any dividends then?
On the convertible note, if you were to come into on the convertible note, then yes, there would be.
What is that?
We'll take that offline.
Okay. All right. That's all for me.
All right. Thank you.
Abhi, you have any follow-up questions? We still have a few minutes on the clock here.
Sure. Ashley, can you just walk me through your biggest challenge today to get to the next level? Like, what are you?
Yeah, I would definitely say banking. We're supported by banks all over the world. We really want to centralize it into one banking partner, but not one banking partner can solve the problems that we have both on the payment and the hedging. We've reserved ourselves the ability to have liquidity providers from the FX hedging standpoint, that makes sense to diversify our clients' risk there. But with a payment network, you really do need one. So without having to go and build our own bank, we're really just ultimately basically at the whim of our current, payment providers. It's probably our biggest issue.
I'm gonna introduce you to Coiny. They're the only stable coin publicly traded blockchain payment system on NASDAQ. They're a client of mine and good friend.
Right.
And they layered Coiny over the top of the country of Samoa, which is the only privately FDIC-insured banking conglomerate in the world.
Yeah, we would love to have 50 of those types of countries ready to go with this. That's honestly
I'm planning on taking Coiny to every country. So the next one's Panama.
Amazing. So that is our biggest hurdle when going into Web3. So one of our big things is we want centrally backed digital currencies before we go and start moving everything over to the blockchain. We will be 100% blockchain ready on a payment perspective, but we'll have to do it via fiat for the time being, mainly because of our clients, right? If you go back to the names that we're working with, and it's everyone that you see here, that we need to have the biggest banks in the world backing this, and that's our biggest, as I said to Abhi, our biggest problem is finding that true quality provider to bank us.
Yeah, it's one to one, by the way.
Great, that's good to hear.
They won't touch anything unless it's one to one. They solved all the wildness that just went on.
Yeah, I mean, I've had a very busy couple of weeks, let's put it that way.
Yeah. All right. I'm good here.
Thank you, Ashley.
All right, thank you. That was fun.
I think, first of all, thanks for that, Ashley. Fantastic to hear that you're doing so well. And when you present, you look up at the sky, you're looking up at the money tree, no doubt.
So I have two screens, one above the other. I apologize.
Oh, is that what it was? I literally think there's like a money tree dropping bills down. But
sorry about that.
So what we need to ask judges to do, there's a shared Google sheet. You should have the link. Want you to punch in your scores so we can get consensus on the winner. I believe there's consensus, so I'm going to leave it up to one of the judges to announce it.
Abhi, do you want to answer?
Sure, Brandi. We have Deaglo as the winner after all three participants. A lot of merit there, but I think Deaglo's ability to kind of go global as well as take it to the next level kind of left us, as well as the acquisition opportunities. Not giving in and kind of pursuing further traction to get to the next level kind of left us a consensus choice there.
And QPay was literally a little bit behind, very little behind. And then Nova, you were still in the even top 5 points behind. So all very good products, also having great financial fintech solutions. Some taking longer to reach a more larger scale, but still all three viable.
Fantastic. So congratulations, Ashley. We'll be in touch after the event, everybody, and congratulations to all three post-revenue finalists for their pitch today. And we just wish everybody all the success. I mean, really, at NCFA here, our job is to give you that platform and connect you with as many that can help your business grow and scale. So and clearly everybody here in NCFA's network is really all about innovation. So exciting times. So with that, I think we will just wrap up today's event and